Right now, choose any new 20 Mazda and get 0% for 60 months, plus 90 days deferred payments during the Team Mazda upgrade event happening now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
In her tenure, the mayor-president has spent almost $4 billion of our taxes. She's had so much, but done so little. We're near the top nationally in revenues collected, but rock bottom in quality of services. Pay more, get less. That's failure. I'm Jordan Piazza. I'm a small businessman, not a career politician. With impressive new ideas, bold conservative management, and plenty of energy to eliminate politics, we can renew our success. And trust me, we will.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to our midweek edition of the Clarence Bug Show as we all get ready for yet another round of crazy weather in 2020, getting ready for landfall for Hurricane Zeta. We start today's show talking about a group of folks of which I have spent the majority of my professional life as a member of, the media. The recent developments over the last week and a half to 2 weeks with the presidential campaign, the Hunter Biden laptop scandal and the like has really shown to the American public the true colors of the mainstream media. But I would like for those of you that are watching today that have yet to vote or have yet to decide which candidate you will honor with your vote for the next president of this country, to take the media out of your decision and instead look at the records. The records don't lie. The media does lie. The media lies with what they tell you, but maybe more important, they also lie with what they don't tell you. Let's understand something here, y'all. The media has a vested interest in shaping, making, and molding the way you think. Why is this important? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's take the presidential race, for example. No black person in their right mind would vote for a guy that co-authored the bill that resulted in more black people being locked up than any other single bill since Jim Crow. And yet, millions of black people are going to vote for Joe Biden. What is so tragically ironic here. Remember Joe Biden speaking before the NAACP and a group of influential African American leaders, made the statement about Donald Trump, if elected, he's going to, quote, put y'all back in chains. Remember that quote? How ironic is it that his legislation that he co-sponsored resulted in more black people being locked up, put in chains, than any other piece of legislation since Jim Crow. And yet, it was Donald Trump that signed into law the First Step Act, releasing thousands of nonviolent offenders, given a second chance to become productive citizens. And yet, the media will have you think Donald Trump is the one that's racist. No black person in their right mind would vote for a guy who got up at a funeral for a former colleague who was a high-ranking member of the KKK and gave him a glowing eulogy. And yet, millions of black people are going to vote for Joe Biden. No black person in their right mind would vote for a guy who went out of his way to oppose busing, giving black kids in poor schools the opportunity to go to better schools. Joe Biden fought that viciously, vociferously. And yet, the media has millions of black people waiting to vote for Joe Biden. It is amazing to watch how the media can get you to think the way they want you to think. You know, the media has fed us this narrative over and over and over and over again. Orange man bad. Donald Trump racist. But given the fact that the media has tried so desperately to paint Donald Trump as a racist, again, if you take the media out of it and look strictly at the record, it's a fact. Donald Trump has done more for black folks in 47 months than Joe Biden has done in 47 years. Millions of black kids are trapped in failing inner city schools. Donald Trump is the one who is fighting to let black parents have the money that school districts spend every year on every student with absolutely horrible results. He's the one fighting that says these black parents should be able to take that money and pay tuition for their kids to go to a better school. Now, his economy, pre-COVID-19, resulted in more black folks having jobs than any other time in the history of this country. He is the one that signed into law the First Step Act, letting thousands, tens of thousands of people out of prison, given a second chance at life, 91% of whom, by the way, were African American. He is the one that by executive order didn't wait on Congress. He decided, I'm going to fix this problem with funding for HBCUs. For the next 10 years, you can stay home and work on improving your institutions. You don't have to come back to Washington and beg for funding. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'm going to increase your budget by 25%. If that's a racist, they need to yank his racism card real quick. And yet, millions of black folks are going to vote for Donald Trump. Now, if you remember, I mentioned the media lies to you by what they say, and maybe more important, by what they don't say. Just this morning, saw the story where Google now has been accused of whitewashing references to Joe Biden. Obviously, since the news started leaking out, more and more people all across the length and breadth of this country are finding out about the Hunter Biden laptops scandal. More and more people are Googling Joe Biden, and of course, you know, there's the auto flash feature on Google. You type in certain words, and they automatically give you the rest of the sentence. All of a sudden now, if you don't specifically type it in, Joe Biden corruption, Joe Biden laptop scandal, all of a sudden now, the auto flash doesn't work with Joe Biden. There is a concerted effort to keep the truth from the American people. And a thinking person has to ask, why is that? You know, there was a time in this country where the media was maybe, arguably, the most trusted institution in the entire country. As sad a commentary as it is, that's no longer the case. Most of us who have had the veil lifted from our eyes, we see full well what the media is really all about. And I told you before, it took me a little while to figure it out. But the media still has not gotten over the fact that the American public rose up in 2016 and not only told them, but showed them, along with the celebrities and the rest of the elites, that the common man still holds the power in this country. They've never gotten over that. They are so incensed with the American public proving them wrong that they are now pulling out all stops to regain that power and that control, trying desperately to shape the way you think. Let me encourage you. All of the so-called polls out there, take it with a grain of salt, y'all. Because in less than a week, America is going to speak again. And I only hope that you will make your decision not based on what the media tells you or doesn't tell you, but based solely on the records. I call it the BPE factor. Based on past experience, this is who I'm voting for. First break of today's show. We'll get her done, give you an update on Zeta when we come back on the midweek edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
You could be driving. Right now, during the Team Honda Upgrade event, get a new 20 Accord Sport for just $309 a month with no money down, no first payment, and no security deposit. It's time to upgrade to your new Honda at Louisiana's #1 new car dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
By all standards, he is a champion for consumers. Because of Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta, our utility rates are 35% less than the national average, the lowest in all of America. He saved ratepayers over $8 billion. Commissioner Scrametta brought us more reliable power plants and energy-efficient solar fields. Public Service Commissioner Eric Scrametta. Keep the commissioner who keeps our rates low.
Welcome back to the Wednesday pre-Zeta edition of the Clarence Bug Show. As of 10 o'clock this morning, I'll give you reading from two websites. One, WBRZ, the ABC affiliate for those of us here in the capital city, and of course from WWL for our friends and neighbors in the New Orleans area. Starting with the capital city, as of 10 a.m. this morning, Hurricane Zeta was located 220 miles southwest of the mouth of the Mississippi River. Maximum sustained winds were clocked at 90 miles an hour. Movement to the north at 18 miles an hour. That's the good thing out of all of this. This puppy is moving. After first making landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula, Zeta, now moving across the Gulf of Mexico, is forecast to strengthen slightly as it rapidly approaches the Gulf Coast. A much anticipated cold front is expected to curve the storm to the northeast prior to landfall late Wednesday afternoon. Zeta is expected to come inland across extreme southeast Louisiana and the Mississippi coast, and again, not to sound redundant, quickly pull away from the area by midnight Thursday. For the Baton Rouge Metro, today, breezy with periods of rain. Rainfall totals are expected to be manageable with 1 to 2 inches across most of the area, 3 inches or more along and east of I-55. That is obviously for the Baton Rouge Metro. And again, that comes from our friends over at WBRZ's weather department there. Meanwhile, for our friends and neighbors in the Big Easy area, from Dave Nussbaum, meteorologist formerly from the capital city, and I think from WBRZ, if memory serves correct. Regardless, he is with the WWL weather team now. His forecast is as follows. Zeta is expected to get stronger today as it makes landfall on southeast Louisiana this afternoon between 3 and 4 p.m. as a Cat 1. It could even be close to a Cat 2. Of course, now that officially Cat 2 starts at 96 miles an hour. Things will start to go downhill roughly an hour ago along the coast and around 1 p.m. in metro New Orleans. The worst of the hurricane, according to Dave Nussbaum at WWL, will be in New Orleans between 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. We can expect very strong winds around 50 to 70 miles an hour with gusts over 80 miles an hour in the city and surrounding areas. This will cause plenty of tree and power line damage, and you can expect widespread power outages as a result. The storm surge will be around 2 to 4 feet in the lakes, around 4 to 6 feet from Port Fourchon to the mouth of the Pearl River, and 5 to 8 feet from the Pearl River to Dauphin Island. Rain totals will not be very high since Zeta, again, will be moving through quickly. Expect 2 to 5 inches with some minor flooding issues. A flash flood watch is in effect until 7 a.m. on Thursday. Lastly, Dave adds, we could see a few tornadoes today from the outer rain bands of Zeta. This is unfortunately nowhere near our first rodeo. We all know where we live. We all understand this time of year, it's to be expected. And if 2020 has taught us nothing, it's that we need to be prepared, because on any given day, any given week, any given weekend, we might find ourselves here in the great state of Louisiana staring down the barrel of yet another hurricane. The good news is, at worst, this will be a minimal Cat 2, unless, something really, really weird happens, which just about all of the prognosticators are not expecting to happen. So that's the good news. Let's all just hope that the forward speed involved with Zeta will hold its course, and it will get in, do what it's going to do, and get out of here rapidly. It is a sad reality of what we deal with here in South Louisiana, and there is the distinct possibility, depending on how much this cold front impacts the steering, how much it jogs one way or another, there is the possibility that some folks will find themselves once again having to dig out that portable generator. We saw it with Laura, and I was trying to remember prior to the start of today's show, if I can remember that close a disparity between the number of deaths directly attributed to a storm itself and the number of deaths from individuals dying from improper portable generator use. Hopefully by now, everybody's gotten the message. Everybody understands there are certain protocols that you have to adhere to when you're using a portable generator. Keep that puppy minimum 10 feet away from the house. And if you're like me, typically when safety protocols are printed for using certain items, just out of an abundance of caution, many times I automatically double it. So if the manufacturer says, keep it 10 feet from the house, I'm going to put it 20, just out of an abundance of caution. And hopefully by now, as part of the lessons learned from watching our fellow Louisianians tragically make it through a storm only to lose their lives from improper generator use, hopefully you have also now invested that few extra dollars and purchased both a fire extinguisher and a carbon monoxide detector. Carbon monoxide is one of those insidious gases. You can't smell it, you can't see it, you can't feel it. And typically, by the time you realize that it's there in abundance, typically it's too late to do anything about it. We have been through more than our fair share. If memory serves correct, we've not had this many storms to hit our beloved state in 15 years. 2005 is the number that sticks out in my mind. Don't take that as gospel, but that's what just comes to mind. When we have this many, this often, in rapid succession, we all know what our duties and responsibilities are in that regard. And it should, by now, I stress, should be second nature. We ought to have this puppy down to a science by now. We know full well who the elderly and the infirmed are in our communities. We know who the households are that have an abundance of small children there. It's our duty as citizens to check on them, to make sure that they're okay. It's our duty to lend that helping hand out there to those that need it. Again, this ain't our first rodeo, y'all. Sorry, English teachers, I didn't give y'all the heads up on that one. This is not our first rodeo. And by now, especially in 2020, with all we've been through, we're supposed to have this thing down to where we don't even have to think about it. We just kind of automatically kick into another gear because we've done it. We've been there, we've done that over and over and over and over and over again. And I guess I should knock on laminate covered particle board because I don't want to jinx it, but we still have roughly another 5 weeks to go before we can finally usher hurricane season 2020 on out of the door. In the meantime, let's all stay vigilant. In the meantime, let's all stay attuned to our favorite news sources. And in the meantime, let's all continue to do what we do as Louisianians to be sure that we will get through this and come out on the other side none the worse for wear. Govern yourselves accordingly, guys, girls, and trust me, we will get through this together. After we take our bottom of the hour break, there is some absolutely awesome, exciting news for a section of North Baton Rouge that is desperately in need of some revitalization. It is a particular part of our city that is very near and dear to me. I am old enough to remember when this part of our city was thriving, when it was part of the hub of the capital city. And a recent investment is hopefully going to give a major leg up to restoring this part of our city to where it once was, and hopefully launch it headlong into the future. Christopher Tyson, the president and CEO of Build Baton Rouge, also known as the EBR Redevelopment Authority, will join us after we take our bottom of the hour break. Hopefully, you'll stick with us. This is great news for the folks in the capital region, and particularly for the northern part of East Baton Rouge Parish. That's next, after this bottom of the hour break on the Clarence Buggs Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I am Dr.
Are you
Farrell
all with
Frugier
Christopher?
Jr., and I'm a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry.
Awesome.
I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I'm sorry?
I went to Catholic High School.
I'm better now that I hear this great news.
New Orleans. where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education,
I'm old enough to
invest in
remember
technology, which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up. Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Today's the day to score thousands in savings on a new Toyota during the upgrade event at Team Toyota. Choose the all-new redesigned 2020 Highlander and get $1,750 customer cash. Let today be the day you score thousands in savings at Team Toyota, I-12 at O'Neill.
During COVID, many local businesses have been treated unfairly. The big box stores continue making money, but not many of our local businesses. I know firsthand. As your mayor president, I'll fully open the economy while protecting the vulnerable. But I want our people and businesses back working again. I'll not rest until we change our economy with new, innovative, and larger businesses with greater payrolls.
A clear leader for unclear times. Jordan Piazza, Mayor President.
We can succeed again, and trust me, we will.
Welcome back to the midweek edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, there's something to be said about the benefits of God blessing you enough to stick around long enough to see certain things. I don't mind telling you guys and girls that I am old enough to remember in North Baton Rouge when Plank Road and the parallel artery of Scenic Highway was a hub for this city. There was C.L. Adams & Son on Scenic Highway, the original Toyota dealership in this city. Duplessis Cadillac, Polk Chevrolet. There was Robert Hall Clothiers, the A-Bear store, D.H. Holmes and Con Turner in Delmont Village. I mean, it was, you know, just an amazing place. And as has been the case with so many municipalities, the city starts growing outwardly and suburbs pop up in various areas. And inevitably, there is this out-migration. And as a result, areas that at one point in time were a hub end up either being neglected or falling by the wayside, quote unquote, for lack of a better term. Well, it was announced recently a $5 million award that is going to help revitalize this area of Plank Road. And joining us to talk about this today is Christopher Tyson, President and CEO of Build Baton Rouge. Christopher, how are you, young fellow?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. So where did this $5 million come from, and how did this all come about?
It's great. So we have been awarded $5 million through the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation's Advancing Cities Challenge.
Okay.
This is the second year of a $500 million commitment that J.P. Morgan Chase has made to fostering revitalization in cities around the country.
Awesome.
And so last year was the first year of the competition. We actually applied last year, but was unsuccessful. We were unsuccessful, but we applied again this year.
Right.
And we were one of 8 recipients selected from a pool of about 150 applicants from 78 communities in 35 states. So it's a really big event for Baton Rouge to have been included among those selected.
As I mentioned earlier, Christopher, I'm old enough to remember how vibrant that part of our city was. This has got to be an exciting time for you and the people of Build Baton Rouge to be involved in this revitalization.
Well, it is indeed, and I too share memories of childhood.
You're not that old, man. I can look at you and say you're not that old, Christopher.
A lot of memories of my early childhood are on Plank Road as well. So I share those memories and longing for I think others in the city to see revitalization occur. For the last 3 years, we've been focused on the Plank Road corridor. First through a transit-oriented project that has produced an award for bus rapid transit. We now have a $50 million project underway that's in conjunction with Move EBR and the Capital Area Transit System to bring bus rapid transit, which is a high-speed, high-functioning transit route, the first in Louisiana that will connect from airline to Plank all the way to the gates of LSU, offering high-quality, high-frequency transit service. And we know that many people in North Baton Rouge rely on transit to get to work and to move around the city. So we're really excited about that. We next moved to have a comprehensive planning process, and last year we engaged the community through a number of activities throughout all of 2019, and in November released a comprehensive master plan. Awesome. We began immediately implementing that and seeking out funding and other sources of capital to facilitate those plans, and so this is a result of that.
All right, let's talk about some of the various sectors that you'll be focusing on. Let's start with affordable housing.
Absolutely. So the plan calls for mixed-use development that includes affordable housing, hopefully with retail on the ground floor. We know that many people are working to attract a grocery store to North Baton Rouge, so this provides an opportunity for that. We also have a project underway right now that involves affordable housing near property we have at the corner of Plank and Calumet Streets. So that is underway. Housing is an anchor for any community revitalization. We know we have needs for quality affordable housing, and I put emphasis on quality in the neighborhoods of Plank Road. So that is a core part of the projects that we are advancing.
Some average lay people, Christopher, might hear a grocery store and not many bells go off in their minds. But as you, I'm sure, are aware of probably better than most, typically there are certain designated avenues that allow a community to extricate itself from poverty. And those things include, among others, but most notably, good health, a good economy so that you can obtain a good job, and good health is directly tied to the availability of good, healthy food. Can you overstress how important a cog in the wheel a quality grocery store would be?
No, you certainly can't. And Mayor Broom's administration has made getting a grocery store in North Baton Rouge a priority. I work with a team of many other partners who are focused on that, and I think we're making progress, and I think people are going to be pleased soon that we'll be able to report some progress with regards to that.
Something that I found was particularly interesting and really caught my eye as I was going through the background info for this segment today. A food incubator. What's that all about? And for we lay people, what's entailed in that effort?
Well, we know in North Baton Rouge and throughout the city, we have many culinary-based businesses, food trucks, caterers, many others who do not have rentable commercial kitchen space
Right.
to allow them to scale their businesses up. And so as part of this aspect of the award, we'll be working with Metromorphosis to expand their Launch BR platform, which is a small business assistance and mentoring platform,
Right.
to focus on culinary businesses and create a hub where they can have affordable, rentable commercial kitchen space and receive support to begin to scale their businesses. It's also a space that can accommodate farm-to-table operations, fresh food delivery, community meeting space. We have a structure on Plank at the corner of Plank and Weller that we are actively moving forward with renovations for. So you'll see this blighted structure turned into a productive asset, but also one that responds to the direct needs of entrepreneurs and small businesses in that area, while also providing broader community benefits.
That's a great segue, Christopher, into the next question. Financial and technical support to minority-owned businesses. Where will you be focusing there, and how do you anticipate this working?
Absolutely. So there, our partners are Metromorphosis again and True Fund Financial, a community development financial institution that focuses on small and emerging businesses, minority businesses, and providing them the tools to be successful, including capital. So as part of this award, we are creating a small business revolving loan fund that will focus on North Baton Rouge businesses and provide support for businesses to be able to expand and grow their businesses, and also match them with mentorship and support through the Launch BR program that Metromorphosis has, and through True Fund's support programs as well.
When I saw this story, one of the things that impressed me as an individual was the holistic approach to everything. We've covered affordable housing, we've covered a quality grocery store, the food incubator. You touched earlier on the rapid transit program, but also included in this what I like to oftentimes call a quality of life issue, a new park included in this as well, right?
Absolutely. We, at the beginning of the Plank Road Master Plan process, we were able to land bank several vacant and adjudicated parcels in the Plank Road area, and we look for opportunities to bring those properties back into productive use. And so we are taking a vacant, blighted property and turning it into what we call a pocket park, a small community park. Our partner in that is Breck. And so we're excited about that, and that will be right there on the Plank Road corridor, the place for gathering, cultural celebration, hopefully to feature art and history installations. So we're really excited about that and think it will enhance the corridor. You mentioned comprehensive. We wanted to address the economic development needs, the land development needs, and the social development needs of the communities of Plank Road. And that means ensuring that we are taking care of existing businesses and creating opportunities for new ones, that we are upgrading the quality of place, and so that we bring the new infrastructure. The bus rapid transit project is going to ensure that we have new sidewalks, new curb cuts, new intersections, that some of the decay that you see is upgraded to what we see in the rest of the city and what we should see throughout all of the city. So all of that is part of equitable development, ensuring that areas that are disinvested and left behind receive the resources they always should have received, and certainly to bring them up to the standard and quality of the rest of the city.
For individuals that may not be aware, I mean, for most of us that live in the capital city, this is no earth-shaking revelation, but we're talking about a community that is overwhelmingly majority African American. That being said, there is also a community responsibility aspect involved in all of this as well, meaning we've got to own this and we've got to take care of it, right?
Absolutely, but I think when we talk to the business owners, when we talk to the residents of the neighborhoods around Plank Road, these are hardworking people. These are people who have always been dedicated to their neighborhoods, who have always looked out for a community, and certainly what we're doing is to support that existing culture and those long-standing efforts. And so we see ourselves as bringing support to neighborhoods that are just as worthy as any other neighborhood in the city of Baton Rouge, although our allocation of resources historically has not reflected that. And so the J.P. Morgan Chase grant actually called out racial equity, focusing on addressing racial gaps and imbalances, the stratification we see in cities around the country. And so we felt that the Plank Road Plan responded to that and did so explicitly. And so we're appreciative for J.P. Morgan Chase for taking the leadership to center racial equity in their work. And we're happy to see that reflected in our work here in Baton Rouge.
I am one of those individuals that's always been of the opinion business breeds business. Typically, when major corporations and the like see an investment in a community, when they see the resulting civic pride that comes along with that, they are more apt to also want to invest in that community. How hopeful are you that this investment of resources will lead to other businesses wanting down the road to be a part of this revitalization?
Well, it's already happening. And we are proud of this business community and the philanthropic community here locally, because so many people have already stepped up and said, look, here's how we can help, or how can we be involved. Our businesses, our donors, the philanthropic community here locally have stepped up, and it's a true partnership. And it's been that way since the planning effort. We were fortunate to receive a planning grant from the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation in 2018 that allowed us to seed the initial planning work. Right. And we received that $100,000 grant. We were able to raise another $130,000. We were able to spend over $50,000 of that with small businesses in the Plank Road corridor as part of that planning effort. There were a number of business partners and philanthropic partners at the table who continue to be at the table. So it really is a story of partnerships and people coming together across a number of different divides, whether you live in North Baton Rouge, Plank Road, or not. We all have a stake in this, because it's all part of our community.
How can people find out more about this amazing project and offer additional resources that they may have to help?
Absolutely. So we're at buildbatonrouge.org on the web, and you can see Advancing Cities BR is the page where you can find out more information about this grant, but indeed the site has information about all of our resources and projects. We are on social media at Build Baton Rouge everywhere, and you can also reach our office at 225-387-5606. We welcome everyone's input and opportunities for partnership.
Christopher is the president and CEO of Build Baton Rouge. There's an old adage, guys and girls, and this is particularly for those of you that don't live in, reside, or frequent North Baton Rouge. But there's an old adage that says a rising tide floats all boats. And when one segment of our city prospers, all of our city prospers. It is an amazing / long overdue venture, and it is my sincere hope, as an old North Baton Rouge boy, a guy who still lives in North Baton Rouge, that you will do whatever you can to support this effort. Christopher Tyson, thank you so much, my friend. Do me a huge favor. Keep my number.
Absolutely.
Anything that you guys need in furthering this effort, please don't hesitate. Give me a call, because I'd love to help.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me, and thanks for giving voice to this work.
You're quite welcome. Final break of today's show. We'll get this out of the way. Come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and wrap up the Monday. Make that the Wednesday edition, like I want to work 2 extra days this week, right, of the Clarence Bugg Show here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Surprise, something good has finally happened in 2020. Yours truly, the Clarence Bugg Show, gets to be with you every day of the week. That's right, 11 to 12 every weekday. And of course, the Exiles right in front of yours truly from 10 to 11, yours truly 11 to 12. So now it's appointment viewing. 5 days a week here on the Pelican. The Clarence Bugg Show. The only thing missing is you.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Welcome back to the final segment of our midweek edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. I got to tell you guys and girls, I am so stoked about the awarding of this grant to build Baton Rouge. I still have very vivid memories as a young lad growing up. My late grandmother did not drive. She used to catch the Continental Trailways bus from Eunice, Louisiana, to here in Baton Rouge to help my mom and dad take care of the kids, all during school and other times of the year. And going down to the Continental Trailways bus station, which at that time was directly across the street from the old state capitol, it was the highlight of the week, because going to pick up Momo from the bus station, we went down Scenic Highway. Sometimes we'd cross over to Plank Road. And, you know, as an elementary age child, particularly early elementary, you would pass all these fabulous businesses. One of the highlights of making that trip to downtown Baton Rouge every time was passing Duplessis Cadillac, which was then, believe it or not, and I told y'all I'm old, I make no bones about it, Duplessis Cadillac was located on Scenic Highway. And the highlight was we get to see the new Cadillacs that are parked out on the lot of Duplessis Cadillac. And when Toyota started to become, quote, a thing, every now and then we get an extra treat. There was, oh man, what was the Polk Chevrolet was also on Scenic Highway. So going to the bus station, we'd go down Plank Road, we could see the new Chevrolets, the new Cadillacs. Coming back, we'd swing up Plank Road, and we could see this new fledgling car company, Toyota, and we could see the new Toyotas. As a matter of fact, my very first car, as was the case for just about everybody back then, and certainly in black families, my first car was a hand-me-down, and it was a Toyota Corolla 4-speed that we bought from C.L. Adams and Son, the original Toyota dealership here in Baton Rouge. It is going to be exciting to watch this reinvestment and redevelopment occur. And Christopher, God bless him, was extremely politically correct in the answer to the question that I posed to him. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm more direct about it. And the fact of the matter is, we have complained. The minority community, the African American community, the North Baton Rouge community. We've complained for years that we've not gotten the investment in our community that we deserve. When this all starts to manifest itself, we've got a responsibility to own this. We've got a responsibility to support the businesses. We've got a responsibility to foster a business-friendly climate. We have a responsibility to do simple things, like be sure that we no longer trash the area. A business that sees these new businesses pop up would want to consider, hey, well, they're coming back to life here. Maybe I can put a location here too. But if the place looks like we don't care about it because there's trash everywhere, then that business owner is going to have second thoughts about opening up a location there. It's our community. This will be an investment in our families. And we, as a result, we've got to take ownership of this. We got to own this. And we've got to do it in such a fashion that others will want to invest and or reinvest in this segment of our city that at one time was just absolutely booming. The good news is, English teachers, cover your ears in 3, 2, 1. It ain't that hard to do, y'all. All it takes is a little civic pride. All it takes is wanting something better. All it takes is us as individuals simply doing our part. I'm not asking you to move the world. I'm not asking you to do something that is beyond your capability. Simply asking you to be a good civic neighbor. And at the end of the day, that's all anybody should really fairly be able to ask. Time's up, and I gotta go. But once again, this day, more than any other, I say to you, you're right. America, we're not perfect, but doggone it, from my money, it's the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on His green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize by now that He loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Then again, there ain't a doggone thing you could do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.